And
you guys got used to this kind of stuff yet?
No.
maybe Durst has. Maybe, I don't know.
Move it closer, baby.
I don't know. It's not like it's not new anymore, but it hasn't gotten old yet either. If that makes any sense. It's still like, oh shit, why do these people want to hear what we have to say? It's still that. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Totally.
Well, let me ask you guys, like, the show's coming for the third season. One of the things I noticed about watching the show as it's gone along is that sometimes you guys are totally in the office and you're totally based on the workplace comedy of it. Sometimes, like, fuck it, we're going somewhere completely different and doing something else. I mean, how do you guys ride that line of what kind of stuff you want to do and how many kind of fall into the third season?
I think we kind of just ask ourselves what kind of adventures do we want to take these characters on and then go. You know, The Office is... Huh? The Office is... What? The Office is very cool. It's a really cool environment. We have a lot of awesome characters in there. But a lot of times the stories that we want to tell take us outside of the house and the office.
Yeah, I look at it like this. You know how, like, on Curb Your Enthusiasm, the show's just Larry? It doesn't take place like at the studio or at the office. It just follows Larry around. I just look at it like the show is the three guys instead of one guy, and follows them wherever they go. So the world is the dudes, and then wherever they go.
Totally.
What's something you learned about writing it now that you've done a few seasons? Something that like is now streamlined in your process that maybe originally was a little clunkier?
Well, I think we're really good at like fitting in at least like 60 to 70 dick or butt jokes into each episode.
We only used to do like 40, but we gotten better.
Yeah, we're good. We can just kind of rattle them off now in the room. It's cool. Yeah.
We know, like, we want to see two big, like, water cooler moments or set pieces in episode. You know, middle of the episode, end of the episode. Whereas before we were just kind of like discovered that we were doing that, and now we're like, okay, but we don't want to miss that.
We have to have those. Yeah.
We have to have those.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not a documentary?
It's not.
Okay.
That's a common misconception.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that we just were given a camera and then we film our lives.
How close would it be though if it were?
It'd be so much.
So boring.
Do you have to? Did you tame it down for TV or?
I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. Last night was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have had some wild nights. Well, they're cool to us when we're fucking hammered, but like, I don't know how cool
Yeah,
they
they're
are
not cool to watch. You ever seen grown men like hug a lot?
Yes.
It's not a show, but
Oh, that's a
It
water
is.
cooler moment right there. That's it.
there's your
Just
set
hug.
piece.
Yeah.
After some great guest appearance you guys had on the show, Robert England was my favorite. That was really good.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any lined up or planned that you can kind of unveil for the upcoming season?
Not for upcoming season. We haven't really even finished writing yet. And we write almost all of them before we start filming and stuff in pre-production. And casting is, it's the most exciting and sad part of the process because you're like, you know, it'd be perfect for this. Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then you just get some guy named Jean. Who's probably pretty good. But whatever. It's just like sobering when you end up with some certain people. But then we were like, it's gotta be Robert England. We take no prisoners, and he's cool enough to do it.
Yeah.
So we luck out sometimes.
Hopefully this year, I mean, being in season 4, I mean, we say this every year. Season 2, season 3, season 4. Yeah, say that every year we say that. But hopefully we'll be able to attract some really cool names, people that we've always wanted to work with.
Robert De Niro,
Bobby D,
Denzel Washington,
Denzel. I'd love to get Thomas Hayden Church in there.
Thomas Hayden,
Yeah. From, I think, Lowell, Wings, motherfucking
Wings,
Yeah, maybe G Stern comes back.
Ned and Stacy.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good pilot.
Sandman.
How does your writing process work? Do you work all four together, or
Yeah, we get in a room like this at a table with a bunch of toys, and it's us and then a few writers, and people will come in and be like, oh, last night I thought it'd be funny to see Adam, you know, elevator opens up and there's no elevator car, and he falls in, and he's 3 stories down, dangling by the things, and the episode's about bringing him up. We should write that down.
That's really good. I'm like visualizing it as you're saying. I'm like, we can pull that off.
Right.
Let's do it.
So then it's like, okay, build around that. Does Adam need to be somewhere? So you raise the stakes, and it's like, yeah, he has to be at a presentation where he's going to get a raise. So now Alice is looking for him, and she's pissed that he's not there. So now Blake has to go like distract her, and while he's doing that, something else that makes it worse. And Anders is calling the elevator repairman, but it's a guy he went to high school with that he hates, so now he doesn't want to use them. I don't know.
And this just happens.
They just let me talk.
This is what yeah, it's wonderful.
But like, yeah, we
That's
just
the process.
talk it out, and then a lot of not talking about writing and stories.
Yeah.
And then we'll all of a sudden be like, oh, what about this, that? And then 10 minutes of inspired work, and then back to like building Play-Doh.
It is really weird how that works, how the creative process, how it is just
Yeah.
like, okay, let's look at porno for a little bit or something.
Yeah, we got a projector.
How often does that change when you're directing, some of the episodes? Does it usually stick to the script, or does it, sometimes it should go off to tangent?
So, I mean, comedically, if it's just for a joke, we can go on tangents forever, but story-wise, we don't change, really. Once it's on the page, then that's kind of our plans. That's our plans. So we have to follow that. But joke-wise, if something's funny, we'll try it. We'll mine. We'll go. We'll just let takes run and just dig. You know what I mean? Dig for all the comedy you can. Yeah.
And then in the editing is where we find
The editing is
we
major.
can chop
process.
stuff out. So it's like, this whole C story doesn't work. We'll just like whittle it out. And that's why you'll see in an episode like I have a cowboy hat, cowboy boot, and a T-bone, and like there's no explanation. I'm just doing it. People are like, "What's up with that?" I'm like, "Stop watching."
Yeah, there
so
was a
hard.
moment. But it still kind of works because you guys were high as shit in that episode. So
Right.
it's like, that's just an awesome
Yeah, you
choice.
just see it for like a second. And you're like, "Go back, go back."
Yeah, what was that little Easter egg?
Yeah. So the changing of like story stuff would happen again.
Yeah.
Last resort.
Do you ever think about making more
Yeah.
I think about it while I'm driving. Long drives and
Truck
stuff.
driver.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on a movie ourselves. It's not Workaholics per se, but it's for the 4 of us to work on acting, writing, and directing.
That's
Does it have a title?
No,
Not yet.
not really.
Hopefully we'll find one soon.
Tell us what that's about, that movie?
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Action comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Action comedy for sure.
Is it hard to change into a different character when you're writing into a different project, but all together?
Yes. Are you saying?
Wait,
Are you saying is it?
time? Yeah,
Well,
what was that?
from Workaholics to a different project that you're working on, is it hard to kind of get into that because you guys are close and friends?
No, it's harder to like, since we've established such voices, like I know exactly what Adam's gonna say, how he's gonna say it, like, or myself. And then when you write them as another character, you gotta be careful to be like, that's an Adam Workaholics line, what do you say, and an Alex line. What's the different version? But then you also want to capture like the essence of what makes each of us.
Yeah, and at the same time, before we were doing Workaholics, we were just making internet stuff where the guys were improvising heightened versions of themselves, and that's where we kind of found the characters for Workaholics and amped them up for comedic purposes. So whenever we're like writing comedy and stuff, there's always going to be a version of the guys in that. There will be, until later on when like Durst plays this fucking cool mad scientist or something like that, but there'll still be a
Stay
version of
tuned.
Durst in there.
Yeah, there's an verse.
A version of Vers, yeah.
You can't escape it.
I don't know, when you played that preacher, I was like weirded out on Mindy.
I know.
I was for sure weirded out. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Personally, have favorite characters to write for?
Say that one more time.
Personally, have favorite characters to write for?
Montez.
Yeah, Montez is fun. I would say Adam's the easiest to write for me because you can go to the moon. You know what I mean? You know you can just write the craziest, funniest thing. I find when I'm writing, like actually typing dialogue, it's tough for me to write for me because I don't know what's the funniest thing for me to say or do sometimes. And I gotta like lay pipe and story stuff. Hot stones.
You're at home on our local fans show. How is your contact with fans?
Physical. Very physical contact with the fans.
Oh yeah, yes, very physical.
It's awesome. It's cool. I mean, like, it's fun to see people who are really into the show and like quoting it, and like, you know, it's kind of nuts that we created something and people will watch it.
Yeah, it is very surreal.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
Hey! Come on! Shut up! Hey, he wants you guys shut up. We can be funny too. We're trying to have fun. Keep it down!
Just repeat the question again.
Do you feel comfortable when it goes for you or touch you or doesn't go?
98% of the time I do.
It's totally cool. I think it's cool. It hasn't gotten on a movie where you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes you get like
You see,
weirdos.
yeah, but you see like cool people and people that are just like kind of like us. You know, that just like are down to have a good time and down to party. They're not like,
How many times do fans try to get you high?
Countless?
yeah, so much.
I don't know, a lot.
Can't do it every time, guys.
Yeah. You're like walking into the DMV, someone will be like, oh, dude, you gotta. You really shouldn't. You're a cop.
What's the most dangerous thing that's happened with shooting on the roof? Has there been any close calls? Anybody fallen off?
I think our first AD might have fallen off.
Yeah, a
Really
water
close.
bottle like started rolling, and he was like dove to save it, and we're like, stop, let it ride.
Yeah, it's a water bottle.
Yeah.